Hey, what up, y'all? I have a reaction here from It's Tay Tay Baby. With that being said, let's get into it.
Pearl's gonna trash women no matter what. That's fine. I'm not trash. But my biggest gripe with you is you're discouraging people from entering marriages. I don't tell men what to do. Show me on you advise men to avoid marriage. Show me on marriage. What do men get out of marriage?
Not a damn thing.
It's sad that people think that. It really is. You get a partner, you get a teammate, you get to build a life together.
That is such a bullshit ass answer if I ever heard it from Anna Kasparian. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
Beautiful.
That's it?
I feel like misery loves company in this situation.
Right. No personal attacks. Yup. Clock it, son.
And how would you know what you get out of marriage if you haven't experienced marriage in the first place? I'm not saying that as a personal attack. I really hope that Pearl meets the love of her life and gets married. It's not about that. But you trash it without really understanding what the benefits are. Why do we have phrases like it's cheaper? Pearl.
So Pearl has a very calm demeanor compared to this other girl, and I feel like a lot of people are saying the Casparian chick won, even though I don't think she did. Just because you yell, throw jabs, and say certain things doesn't mean you win. Pearl said a lot of valid things. It's just the one thing about Pearl, which it's no hate at all. I actually like Pearl, y'all. I'm cool with her. I just wish that she knew how to say things and had more of like a sass to it, if that makes sense, because it is a debate. I can tell that Pearl got overwhelmed at some point because you have to think about it. It's hard to go back and forth with somebody who keeps talking over you, isn't open-minded, rebuttals everything that you say. Like, the biggest thing, that girl's married, correct? You're married and you can't even give fucking reasons why we should get married, why marriage is such a good thing. Then tell me why divorces are initiated by women, 75%. Tell me why most women
Talk about it.
and then take everything they got, and then the man still has to pay child support. You know, there are good benefits to being married. Of course there is, y'all. I always talk about my grandparents being married. I always talk about my dad being married and how beautiful it is and all that stuff, and how one day I would love to be married. But we also see the dark side. The fact that this woman's acting like there's not men out here who struggled with getting married to a woman and couldn't divorce her because of how much money it costs. Do you know how much it even costs to get a lawyer for a divorce? You know what I mean?
Talk
That's not
about
cheap.
it.
So when women are out here spewing, oh, marriage is so beautiful, give me 5 key points of why marriage is so beautiful.
Yeah,
Give me 5 key
exactly.
points why a man should
What
stay
are
married.
the key points
Don't worry.
on
The
marriage
woman couldn't
being
even say it
beautiful?
because she knows damn well there's a lot of bad things going on in this world. Maybe back then women were great and sweet and easy to marry. Nowadays, women are just trying to take you for all you got. Not every woman's
Damn
like
right.
this, but which women aren't? How can we tell the difference? Again, I would like to know. So here's my thing. A lot of women understand their role as a woman in a relationship, correct? Or in a marriage. And your duty is to take care of the household or whatever you guys decide to plan on. Why is it that when a lot of women get into these relationships, they complain about everything they go through? Mind you, the husband still has to work and do stuff. Now, God forbid you're with a guy who doesn't work, doesn't take care of things, but at the end of the day, who did you end up marrying? You knew he wasn't a good worker. You knew he couldn't keep jobs. You know these habits were showing.
Talk
You don't
about
want to
it.
see that. I don't understand why we don't talk about the negativity that goes on into marriages. Do I think every woman's bad? Of course not. There's great women out here, but I think it's super sad that you cannot talk about things in this type of regard or whatever and understand where Pearl is coming from. This woman's acting like Pearl is just talking out of delusion. Pearl literally said on the podcast or whatever, or the debate, that she's talked to thousands of dudes who have literally went through divorce, tried committing suicide, hurt themselves because of their partners. There was a guy, she talked about him. He was in the war, 3 different wars. He had a stroke, he almost died, and he wanted to divorce his wife or whatever because of how bad it was with her. And you know what she did? She killed his dog. So why don't we talk about those women? I will never sit here and say that every man's perfect. Guys, when I advocate for men, I'm advocating for, good men who take care of their children, the men we still have left. Nobody's advocating for abusers, cheaters, and people that hurt people. Why would I do that? So I find it so crazy that women cannot see right through that. That's when she says, oh, you bash women, you this and that. But you guys act like there aren't bad women. You guys act like we don't see how women are. Women don't even like each other. Now all of a sudden you guys are going to act like you're teamed up with them. That doesn't make sense to me. I can see the world as clear as day, and I can tell you right now, the way women try to pretend the women empowerment thing exists is the same way in real life. None of you guys even have real friends. I'm sorry to just throw that in there because I just don't get the getting mad at somebody for not wanting to side with everything a woman says. When you are a woman, you see things for what they are. What's wrong with being realistic? What's wrong with having a different opinion? Like even the woman in the video, watching the whole podcast, calling her a pick-me. Oh, you're not this, you're not that. You're married and you can't even tell us why you're married. And then on top of that, if you watch the whole thing, like I said, she was going telling her husband's business, how he didn't have that much money. He was, whatever she said in the beginning. I forgot, I don't want to butcher it, but she was just saying how he didn't work, he didn't this and that. And I did.
And that part of the debate was disrespectful as hell to that damn husband. Women, you're supposed to, quote unquote, protect your husband's head. If you cannot protect your husband's head, what good are you as a wife?
A guy that wasn't the most money, all that stuff. Why tell somebody's business? You're only showing me that I would not want to get married to a big mouth. That lady was not convincing me about feminism. I don't give a fuck about that. And I do not care about getting married because of stuff like that. You're not convincing me. I don't know, y'all, watching these type of takes, I feel like they both had good key points in certain areas, but the other woman wasn't convincing me. And the way she comes off, it's very condescending. And then another thing as well, you're sitting here saying that Pearl is the reason why men don't want to get married. No, women are the reason why men don't want to get married. Pearl's just shedding light onto things that she sees. A lot of you guys get mad at us for talking about these videos, but we wouldn't even have anything to talk about if you guys were stand-up women. Do you understand that? Do you know that there's so many women that there's sexless marriages while the husbands are still paying for everything? If a man wants to be appreciated, loved, spoken to with respect, and he wants a woman he could tell things to, do you know how many men don't get that? You don't care though, that's the problem. It's hard to have a conversation with a woman who only thinks everything a woman does is sweet and oh, she went through this and went through that. But what about the guy? How come we're not looking at what the guy is going through as well?
What about the man?
I understand women have hardships. I understand women go through a lot as well. I get that. But how come when somebody brings up the valid points of a man, we want to act like it doesn't exist? You see what I'm saying? But again, I'm not talking about toxic relationships. I'm talking about relationships where the man and woman are trying to work things out. A lot of you guys like to throw in, well, men do this and men, but we're not talking about that though. She brought up why don't men want to get married, correct? And why marriage is so great, but couldn't explain herself properly. So how are you convincing me? I don't even think she convinces that herself. What kind of crap was that? You're not going to convince me to get married when I see the world. Men see other men married and their wives don't cook for them. Oh, you're paying all the bills, man? Does your wife cook for you? No. Does she even talk to you? No. She's on her phone all day. She don't want to do anything. She don't work out. She don't take care of herself. You see what I mean? What's wrong with the man saying that? The same way women talk shit about men, why can't men sit there and have open dialogue with their homeboys? Doesn't make you a bitch. Doesn't make you sassy. I think men are tired just like women are.
And here's a problem with modern women. Modern women want the whole damn world, but they don't want to work for it. What's the point you in you wanting something if you're not gonna get off your ass and work for it? No. If you want something, you work for it. If not, sit down and shut the hell up.
People should just stay away from each other until they hold up their end of the bargain. There's too many lazy men and too many lazy women in relationships.
Talk about
That's just how I see it. But I really think that if you're going to sit here critiquing everything in someone's marriage, whether it's just like the guy, then you should do the same thing with women. Stop acting like women do everything perfect when they do not, because that doesn't make no fucking sense. Because if that was the case, why are there so many sexless marriages? Why are there so many couples that don't even talk anymore? Why are there so many couples that don't even feel loved anymore? Look at the stats on why women divorce men.
And people to understand.